It's great. Oh my
The
gosh.
publicity team thinks you're awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
They think you're wonderful. Let me see. So I give you a nice background here. I got a.
Oh, I see there are posters and a
Yeah, well,
movie.
at some point I can do this for us. I can do this and go, see this.
Oh, this is great.
That's a
Okay,
movie I
cool.
did there that you should
Mhm.
watch. It's really good, and that's a short comedy film that I directed right there. And we can talk about it.
This is
In
great.
the back here is my comic book. Just
And I
yeah,
see a Superman mask.
that's Iron Man.
Iron Man. Okay, Iron Man. Yes, that's right.
I
Is
got
this
that as
one
I
of the
got that as a
originals?
gift. I'm trying to make sure the lighting and everything is right for you. Is there anything that you want me to bring, or you
No, this is really cool. This is really original. No, leave it the way it is. It's
and the
great.
lighting's okay? I could turn the light facing
No,
me more.
no,
Happy with
it's
this?
perfect. I think it's great. Yes, no.
Wow,
Okay,
this is
great.
gonna be
Well,
great.
welcome to Red Carpet of Hollywood. I'm your host, Marina Kufa, with a very special guest today, Danny Arroyo, who is actor, director, and producer, starring in over 80 movies and commercials. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Well, let's just say not the is a starring is a fun word to use, but I'm not starring in all of them. I have a few projects that I am starring in. The others were things that built up to get my reputation and the respectability that people can trust me to star in their
Oh,
projects. So some of
you're
them
so
some of
humble.
them were one-liners, some of them were commercials, some of them were
Mhm.
this, and then before you know it, one line becomes two, becomes an entire scene, becomes three scenes, and then at some point, hopefully, people go, "You're actually not bad at what you do. Why don't we, offer you this part or read for this?" And so I've been very fortunate. I'm doing this for a while.
You have a master's degree in films, right?
Yeah, I actually went back to film school. Um, I've been doing this for a long time. So about 5 years ago, I went back to film school because I just wanted to learn um, more behind the scenes, things
Hmm.
that I'm not familiar with. I've been acting for such a long time. I write, and I wanted to get better as a producer. I wanted to get better as a cameraman. I wanted to just become an overall better filmmaker. So I went full time for 3 years as I was still auditioning, as I was still acting in projects. I even did a play as I was going to school full time, and got my bachelor's degree in as a producer, production, and writing.
Where did you
And
go to school in LA?
I went to LA. Yeah,
Oh, LA
I
Film
went to
School.
Los Angeles Film School, which they were great because they allowed me time off when I needed to film, because I actually had to go away for 6 weeks to film in Alabama. But during that time, I took online courses. So when I was done filming for the day, I would come home and I had to do homework. So,
Yeah.
write papers and whatnot. So I would be on the computer doing online work, submit that, and then get to bed, wake up early, learn my lines for the next day. And, so it was a very busy 3 years, but I loved it. I learned a lot, made a lot of great friends who to this day are still friends, and I will work with them one day when I have projects for them, or sometimes they call me up to continue working. So really wonderful.
Wonderful. So they're
Yeah,
very flexible with the schedule. They understand the life of actors, filmmakers.
totally. Yeah, totally. I think the school is amazing. I couldn't recommend it enough. Anybody who's thinking about a film school, Los Angeles Film School are wonderful. I'm very proud to have been to be an alum there now.
Wonderful. Okay, great. So let's talk about this really amazing show that is coming up. I read a lot of comments, and people are excited to see a second episode. So
Yeah, yeah. People are very excited. Obviously, we're talking about Sangre Negra
of
here because I see you
course,
have a
yes.
poster back
Yeah, look at
there,
this.
which is very cool. I see Ariana there. I see Eric Estrada. I see Antonio McKay. I
Trying not
see
to cover anybody.
Ricardo. No,
Very
it's
good.
okay. I see Ricardo Herans. Such a great cast, such a wonderful crew, um, talented, giving, nurturing, dedicated. I mean, it's been great. We have 4 episodes up right now as of our interview here on Tubi, which you can watch for free, which is really great. And we have 2 more coming up. So we're hoping for like a 6 episode season 1, and we've gotten some really great feedback. People seem to really love it. They keep asking us, "What's coming next? What happens next? What happens next in the storyline?" And we're like, "You got to keep watching. We can't tell you that, but
Yeah, don't spoil it.
no, we would never do that." But it's been some of my best memories working with this cast and crew. They're just amazing, and I think that's something I value very much about doing this profession. It's the camaraderie, much like a sports athlete. I mean, when they say that they retire, they always say they're going to miss the camaraderie of
Yes.
the guys in the room, the girls in the room, and just the jokes and the laughing and the creativity. That's what I love about working on something this long. I've developed long-term friendships with people that I've not worked with for years. We've been creating, and it has become like a family. So I love that. Working on the film, you may have 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, you develop a friendship, but then after that, sometimes you never see them again, or you talk to them very not as often, but
And then
this
maybe
year,
you do a movie with them 10 years later, right?
yeah, and then we'll go, hey, remember, and I've done that. Oh wow, we haven't worked together in 7, 8 years, 9 years. My God, how you doing? But with Sangre, Negra, we've been together so long now. It's very family orientated, and we're excited about trying to put together a season 2.
So tell me, who is the writer? Who is behind the scenes of the
The
magic?
writer is the guy behind you in the sunglasses. For people who are looking at it, his name is Antonio McKay. He's the writer. Very talented. Yeah, right there. That
Click
guy
right here.
there. That one right there.
Subscribe right here.
He plays Pretty Ricky Santos, who is the gangster of the family, and the guy to my right, your camera left over here, Ricardo Herranz, he plays the defense attorney. So when he plays, and then me, the guy on the far left over here, you're right, with the gun in his hand. I'm the detective. Yeah, I'm the detective.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the detective who Pretty Ricky likes to make fun of and say Captain America mentality. I arrest my brother because we don't get along. I really don't like him, and he does some bad stuff. So I arrest him, and then he hires our brother to defend him. So there's a whole dynamic going on here. And then the woman that's standing next to me, Ariana Gomez, she's my fiance, but she used to date Antonio, who's Pretty Ricky, and they have a baby together. So we're talking your typical normal LA family. Yeah. Typical LA family. It happens all over. So it's a lot of fun, and that dynamic and that it's just, we don't know where things are going, and we have some great laughs about this whole thing that's happening.
It has the spice twist to it. Yes, I saw it. I saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
And the mafia, it's pretty well put together. I mean, those guys look scary.
Yeah, yeah, they are, and they're the best guys to hang with because they're nothing like that in real life. We go out and we hang out with party before COVID, before having to put the mask on, when everything was normal. Hanging out with them was a blast.
So how are you guys gonna? I'm sorry. How are you guys gonna continue? Because you said you have 4 episodes, and you planning to do it a series. So how are you planning to shoot now, since everything has changed due to COVID?
We've been fortunate to we have 8 episodes in the can. We have released 4. We have 2 more that are finished that we're just waiting to release, and we have 2 more that are still editing. So when COVID kind of hit, it affected everybody. No one could film. I mean, now people are filming now. Things are a little more looser, but yet people are still having to test. You still have to wear a mask, which, is important. But early last year, for the first 6 months, there was no filming. There was nothing. So we were fortunate that we could sit down and just edit the footage and just work with what we have, figure out if we have any scenes we need to pick up or whatever. So, but we have 6 in the can that we know for sure we're going to release the next 2. So we're good with that. And we don't know when we'll get back to filming, hopefully soon. Again, everything under COVID protocols. But
everybody healthy still, right? Everybody okay?
Everybody's healthy.
Right.
Everybody's tested. I know for me last year, when things, because I worked on about 3 projects last year towards the end of the year, like September, October, November, and December, I was working on films and a TV show, different projects, constant testing, constant. And that's
pretty painful, right?
Well, early in the year, it was more up the nose, touching the brain a little bit there, like tickling the brain cavity. Those are painful. And then they got to do the other side. That's very interesting. I had that done a few times. And then as we've evolved in our knowledge, it became cough many times, and now swab the back of your throat and the cheeks. So that's been more of that. I'm hearing now that there's one where you can actually spit somewhere, and that could even test it. I'm like, okay, great technology. You know,
That's
but I've probably been
easy.
tested like 20 or
Oh
25
wow.
times. Yeah.
Can't imagine to
Because,
have the swab like 20 times up your nose.
yeah.
Ooh,
I mean, when I was in Mexico recently, filming for 4 weeks, a project called Day Labor. Fantastic, amazingly fun film, great cast, amazing producers, and we got tested many times out there. Because you just had to be,
yeah.
you have to be careful.
So
I did. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, where is this project coming out? Also on Amazon?
Day Labor. I don't know when. I don't know when that's coming out. We just wrapped, so we're editing right now, and I'm sure we still have some ADR to do, and whatever else. So that's still very brand new. But like, let's say I did a project in Utah in November, and we were being tested, and yet still someone got COVID. Like someone came back and tested positive. So then we had to all be in quarantine for like a week in the hotel room as everybody's getting retested, come back, find out that the rest of us were okay, but the one person then had to be quarantined and he had to go home. And then we got back to film. I mean, it's a whole scary process there. I mean, that whole week we're just sitting around going, we have to wait, we have to see, and this is where we're at.
Yeah,
right
it put everything on hold. It can be very frustrating, and especially with production, you have to move on. There is a timing for everything. There's timing for each scene, for each day. Everything is planned out, and then all of a sudden somebody gets sick, and you really have to stop, put
The
everything on hold.
schedule is out the window, and everything's just put on hold. So for those 5 days that I was in quarantine with the rest of the cast in our hotel rooms by ourselves, I was just writing. I was just like, oh, let me make the most of it. I was just trying to finish up writing some scripts that I've had, projects that I want to get made eventually. So I try to make it as productive as possible. We were nervous. We were like, oh, I hope, our tests keep coming back negative. It was,
it's nerve-wracking.
it's where we're at right now. So, but hopefully maybe this year, 2021, with vaccines and whatnot, maybe it'll be a little more easier.
So I want to ask you about Sangre Negra. You
of
send me
course.
some clips, and I look over and tell me about the favorite moments, because I know you pick your favorite scenes there. So let's talk about that a little bit.
I have a lot of favorite moments. I mean, we've been working together for a few years now. Understand that Sangre Negra is unique in that we didn't rely on studios. We didn't rely on the normal way people usually receive money in order to film. We did it all out of pocket. We did it ourselves because we wanted to have the control, maintain the creativity ourselves, keep our storyline the way we wanted. And, it took a little bit longer, but the end result is we got to tell the story we wanted. Antonio got to write the story he wanted. Frank, our director, got to direct the way he had envisioned. And the end result is what you see. And we've been getting, like you said, great feedback. But we've been at this for a few years now, just trying to put 8 episodes together. And it's not the easiest, but thank goodness for people like Inga and Kareem, who are executive producers, who believed in us and they put money towards this. Stoney Jackson, who was also a contributor, Ricardo as well. I mean, we've had some great fortune. And we've done it the unconventional way, but here we are. You know what I mean? So it can be done if you really want to get it done.
Yes, and it's available on Amazon. And what you said?
It's available on Tubi.
Okay.
We used to have a pilot episode up on Amazon. Now everything is all about Tubi, but that doesn't mean we're eventually one day, maybe even when this comes out, we may find it on Amazon. We may find it on other platforms. Who knows? Maybe a Hulu. We don't know. But as of right now, today, early February of 2021, you can see everything on Tubi.
On Tubi.
Which is a free app you can download on your phone, TV, and iPad.
The link below. You can. We're going to post the link below. So right there when you talk about that, definitely. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your stories right behind you on the wall. I see you there in the desert. I'm pretty sure those are fragments from the movie.
Memories. Yeah.
Memories.
I for those who know me, I'm saying this mostly for people that don't know me. I'm a major geek. I'm a proud nerd. I love
Comic fan.
superheroes. I love comic books. That's an Iron Man mask that someone gave me as a gift. So I had a birthday a few years back and they gave me that. And I was, look at that. I'm so happy with that. You know, Venom. I collect comic books. I have a lot of great comic books that are valuable. First appearances of certain characters, and I'm just a big fan. This is a Heineken commercial that I did.
Oh, really?
I played a superhero. I played Robin to this guy's Batman, and what a dream to think that they cast me to play this Robin
That is
character. And I got to have the
fantastic.
costume. It was wonderful.
So let me ask you this: does the mask
Yeah.
became handy on Halloween?
Oh yes. Well, we didn't have Halloween this year, but I got to wear it around my apartment and pretend I was trick or treating myself. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Personally, I've worn the mask many times and just pretended to be Tony Stark. It's
Did you
amazing.
say hello to the neighbors?
Yeah, well, they know me by now. They see me in my superhero shirts. They see me with my mask that says Joker on it or
Yeah.
whatnot. So a lot of fun. This project up here that you see it there, it says Bite. That was my college thesis film. It's a short film comedy, horror comedy about the time that my home got invaded
And
by
this
bed
is true
bugs.
story, right?
True story. Yeah.
Oh gosh, this.
A few years back, my neighbor was moving and he threw away some great furniture. And I saw people kind of picking up furniture and taking it home with them. And I saw this dresser and I went, oh, I could use a dresser. And it looked nice. And I picked it up, brought it into my apartment. 2 days later, I was with my girlfriend at the time. We woke up and just like in the movie, if you watch it, I woke up, I'm like this and she's like this. And the sun is shining and it just bites all over us.
No way.
And I look on the bed and I remember in the movie we dramatize it so you see many, but we saw like two crawling on the covers and I was like, what is that? Because I've never seen a bed bug before.
Oh.
And so what happened in the movie is what happened in real life. We had to throw everything away. Tried so many different things. We hired pest exterminators, everything. They sprayed, they did everything. And we found a few dead. And then we kind of moved like the TV to the side to see what was behind it. And we found like 10 of them just hanging out and they crawled away. And I'm like, nothing worked. So we had to do what we did in the movie, was take the powder and just spray it everywhere. I mean, it was just like the movie. It was
you can have nightmares from this.
It was my worst 2 months ever because she wound up breaking up with me, which is another story, which is very funny. And I had nowhere to go. So I was sleeping here with no furniture, with powder everywhere, except a little section that I vacuumed where I slept there because I threw away the bed too.
Unbelievable.
And slept there on a towel like this with powder all around me as I'm seeing these things crawling through it. And ultimately, you know, when they ate the powder, they couldn't digest it and then they would suffocate and die.
So you wake up with all those dead bugs next to you?
Yeah, it was.
This is terrifying.
But I made it a comedy. I didn't want you to watch it and be like, ew.
Yeah.
I mean, there's ill moments, but there's mostly a lot of laughing. So you can, my misery is humor for you, you know?
Oh, that's fun. I definitely have to take a look at this.
Yeah, I will happily, I didn't know you see, I will happily send it to you. And yeah. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite films I've worked on here.
The Last Smile.
Called The Last Smile. Just a wonderful movie that I shot in and around San Francisco in the Oakland area a few years back, based on a true story of a very healthy young man in his early 20s who goes to the gym all the time and cares about his body, went and bought some over-the-counter supplements to, you know, feel better, stronger, whatever, and went into a coma and died.
And this is a true story.
True story. And then the father wanted to sue the health food industry because over-the-counter supplements are not regulated by the FCC. They are, you know, you don't even really know what ingredients are in there. Sometimes they tell you, but it says not, you know, FCC is not regulated these ingredients.
FDA.
So
FDA.
Pardon, FCC.
No, yeah, it's fine.
Pardon, FDA. So that's what this movie is about. It's a love letter for the son who's no longer with us, explaining how dad went through this, and then my character was written. Is the only thing that's not true. My character is the detective whose job is to find out why. and what happened, and explain to the people what we can do in order to avoid things like this happening, because it happens quite a bit. People do get poisoned by taking these over-the-counter
Yeah.
medicines. So great movie as well, The Last Smile, which is on Tubi, by the way, along with
It's
Sangre.
also on Tubi. Great. So most
Yeah.
of your movies are on Tubi.
Yeah, I found a good 5 or 6 of them on there. I was very surprised. I was like, wow, look at that. That was a nice surprise.
Oh, that's great. One second. My
Yeah, no
dog
worries.
is
You got your dog? Go say, show him.
Go, yeah, she's really needy. Go
That's
lay
okay.
down.
What's her name?
Pua.
Pua.
Yeah. Come on, say hello. Come. Hold on one second.
There's a lot of people watching who are dog lovers. So yeah.
Come say hello. No?
Oh wow.
Say hi. She's You want to do the interview with me?
I'm sure she.
Okay.
Oh,
All those kisses. I love you too. Go, baby. Go lay down. Yeah, she's a baby. She's very needy, you know.
I guess I could see
Dobby,
that. Oh, she loves her
Dobby's,
mommy.
yeah, Dobby's are super needy. Okay. We're gonna play later. Go. Okay? Go play with your sister. Sorry.
No. It's wonderful. I think it's wonderful.
She goes and she just is right rubbing on around my stomach, you know.
Um,
Go.
is that gonna make it? Is that gonna make it in the interview?
No, we're gonna cut her out.
Why? Oh,
Maybe like the special edition, you know, the longer
yeah. Just
cuts.
put that in there, and the dog came in there, and then we have a nice cut, and then she's done. Yeah, but you got to show the dog. You got to show her licking your face. That's great.
Yeah, she's fun. Okay, go play, boo boo. Go. So that's pretty cool that this is true story, that you guys were able to turn a true story into the movie.
Yeah, the father wrote a book about it, and then from there, he met a director, a good friend of mine now named Shanky, who then turned it into a script.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, some way, he was able to hear about me all the way down here in Los Angeles, though they're up there. Someone referred him. I auditioned. We had a conversation. He came down to visit me so we can really kind of talk about it. And then he was like, I think you'd be great for this, and I want to get in this role here. It won many film festival awards, and I even won a Best Actor award for it.
I saw it. You won several Best Actor awards.
Yeah, I've over my many years, I've won 3, 4, I think 4 Best Actor awards, and then Bites, my comedy short, won like 5
Best comedy,
Best
right?
Comedy,
Yeah,
and then Best Sound, Best this, but so it's won like 10 awards as well too. So I've been very fortunate that I'm able to do what I love to do, and I really do. Yes,
yeah.
I really do.
Can you hear them barking, growling?
I heard barking maybe like 10 seconds ago, but now I don't hear it anymore. Are you still hearing it?
I'm so
I don't
sorry.
hear it.
That's what it
No,
is when
I
you
don't
do
hear
this
it. I
one.
don't hear it.
Hold on one second.
Of course.
Can you hear it now?
I don't hear anything.
Okay,
I
good. I just don't want it to be recorded because
No, that's fine.
it's 2 big dogs. Yeah, that's not a big deal. If you can hear it, then it's okay. Luna, cut it. Okay. That's my house, you know.
Yeah,
Full of animals instead of people. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about meditation.
Let's talk about meditation.
Yes.
And
How did you stay in balance in 2020? Because there's so much stress. We've been put under so much mental stress.
Yes.
Through the media, through the news, through everything, you know, COVID, you can get out the house, you can go to the restaurant, you can hang out with your friends. How do you stay in balance?
I mean, meditation. I mean, there's just, that is the answer. I will also incorporate working out.
Okay.
But let's just stick with meditation for now. I mean, I meditate daily. I've not missed a day of meditation as of us recording this, middle of February now.
Yeah.
I have not missed a day in 5.5 years. I make it a point to wake up every morning before I start my day, and I meditate, whether it's 15 minutes, whether it's an hour, depending on my schedule, how I'm feeling. But this is something that I do, and it brings a balance to my life, to my thinking. It doesn't allow me to become a reactory person, which means, I'm reacting because I'm going to react. It makes me kind of go, oh, I'm going to think this through. Or you know what? It's not a big deal. I can handle it. It just puts a nice level here. It allows me just to proceed on an even way of thinking instead of being emotional.
You're right.
And sometimes being emotional could have you overreact and be angry or be insecure. It's just that's just not what I do. And my meditation it just changed everything about me as a person. I mean, how many people do you know when they're driving their car and then someone cuts them off? They're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, and they're just cussing and they're just angry.
Yeah.
That's not that ever was me, but I guarantee that'll never be me because meditation has just taken that out of me. I'm just very I'm very present, or I try to be as much as I can.
Mhm.
And that's everything.
Yeah, we all humans, so there's personality, right? So it's
Yeah,
difficult to handle sometimes ourselves. You get
yeah,
more, you have Italian blood and you go mamma mia and start yelling at everybody, talking with the
absolutely.
hands.
Yeah,
That's me, like this is my
yeah.
family background. So there's a different spice into it, right? But
Mhm.
I agree, meditation definitely makes you think before you act.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think us working on ourselves as
Hmm.
humans and trying to be as kind as possible and as present as possible, it's a thing that we're gonna have to do for the rest of our lives. We'll be 105 in a group
And
home
meditating.
somewhere, having to still meditate and still work on ourselves, going, be patient or relax. And it's a never ending, just like even like working out. I mean, you take a week off from working out, you kind of feel it. You have to get back to it. So yeah, trust me, I trip and I fall all the time. I'm like, should I have said that? And oh my God, and I get worried, and then I have to go, relax. It's gonna work out.
Because like the
So
monk says, there's nothing you can do about it, right?
that's true. But I also do believe that energy attracts energy. So if you are believing it's going to work out and stop worrying so much, you'll find that those energy pieces will,
Move
like a
around, yeah.
puzzle, converge, and then you'll have your results.
You have your results. Come here, baby.
Yeah. But
She's here.
I know that you're not used to this, and I hope you keep this in the interview. We spoke yesterday because we were figuring out
Yes, we
when
did.
we were going to interview and whatnot.
Mhm.
I find you to be very impressive because of the job that you do during the day, which I don't know too many people know about. Can you tell us, now I'm interviewing you, can you tell us a little bit about the job that you do, which, by the way, I find to be extremely impressive, beyond necessary, and I thank you for the time and what you've done, and probably the lives that you have saved. Tell us about what you do now that I built you up so much.
No, thank you, Danny. Well, my job, it's I don't call it a job, it's a dedication that
Mhm,
comes home with the paycheck, luckily,
mhm,
right? But
mhm,
I pursue my grandma's kind of roots. My grandma was a nurse, and she
mhm,
took care of, the town. Back in the days in
mhm,
Poland, you had one little clinic, you
mhm,
had maybe one or two nurses. Come over here. You had one or two nurses for the whole town, and my
mhm,
grandma take care of everybody.
mhm,
So I got to the point where I've done so much in my life. I built nightclubs. I did business management for a lot of big companies, for billionaires. I learned so much from them about business that I wanted to shift kind of a little bit more deep way,
mhm,
something that is more meaningful, not just building and money. And so I shifted towards grandma's roots.
mhm.
And I said, maybe this is message from my grandma that I have to do it. You really gonna do this right now to me? Come over here. Come here. She's barking at me. So I went for surgeries, and my call is trauma. So
Mhm,
what I do, I'm a surgical technologist, which is surgeon's right hand. So we do surgeries together, and a
mhm,
first assistant at the same time. So there are different levels. So I do
mhm.
it since 15 years. So I first assist the surgeons. So what
So you,
we
you
do,
you
we
you
we
you go there and you actually take the scalpel and you actually do the cutting and opening up of the body.
I don't do the body cutting, but I do a lot of other things. You know, I hold the retractors, I clamp. If he wants me to cut something, then I cut it for him. I can cut the sutures, whatever I can sew. You know,
Oh my goodness.
we have a lot of skills, but then it's up from one state to the other. What are you allowed to do? Like California has a different requirements. And hold on, can I just one
Go
second?
for it.
Yeah.
Sangre Negra.
Okay.
You back? Are you back?
I love it. I need one of those, seriously.
eBay for like 10 or 12 bucks.
This is great. Where? On Amazon?
eBay.
Oh, eBay.
Yeah, but I'm sure Amazon has it as well too.
You know, I have a black mask. Maybe I can send it out to print. This is great.
This will probably be easy to get, but yeah, isn't that wonderful? Yeah. I know that you're a big fan of Joker. Of the movie.
Totally. I love Joker. I had the honor to interview the sound department from Joker, and
Really?
it was amazing. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
See, that's thrilling to me to hear behind the scenes stories of like, how was it like working on set, and tell me about it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's all I want. I want to know everything. Like there's so much fun. You know how it is. You love movies. You love how it's being done. You love the people that you just want to know how they do it, that they bring it to this level.
I've had the good fortune, and as much as I am a geek and a nerd for comic books and I really do love that, hearing stories about movies, especially older movies, like for example, I'm a member of many different clubs and societies for movies and whatnot, and I get to meet, let's say like you did, the sound guy for Lawrence of Arabia, or this guy worked with Marlon Brando on this project. I'm like, tell me a story about it. This guy worked with Montgomery Clift. This woman worked with Steve McQueen. And I'm like, do you have any stories? Like, tell me. And that to me is just a thrill.
Yeah, it's priceless.
What you knew Alfred Hitchcock? What was that like? Tell me something, and so I really do enjoy that. That's just the movie lover in me. I love stories about Hollywood.
You know what? It's so good to bring the history alive. Of course, it's not able to reenact everything, but the stories that's what continues. And I'm a huge fan of Michael Jackson, and I cannot tell you how many people I've met that work with Michael, that did his music video. I'm a friends with a guy who does special effects for his music video. He told me a story, and I'm like, wow, those are stories that nobody even know and would never even hear about it if not Red Carpet of Hollywood, because I had a chance to interview people like you, and everybody else.
I'm about to make your day. If you really want to know, I'm about to make your day. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The guy whose picture is behind you. Can you see behind? I know you have a green screen, right? Antonio?
Behind me. Yeah.
Behind you, the guy with the sunglasses.
Right there.
Yeah, Antonio McKay. For many years, he has been a Michael Jackson impersonator.
Oh, really?
Meaning that I think he's even met Michael, but I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure he has. But people hire him to
do impersonation. Oh, this is great.
And he, in fact, I'm almost sure that he did. He does Michael Jackson and Prince.
Wow.
And he's amazing at it.
This is so talented.
So this is something you're gonna have to ask him. He can tell you all about it since you're such a big fan.
I wanted the real deal in front of camera. He's gonna have to do Michael Jackson for me.
Yeah.
There's no way out.
Tell him he's got no choice now. He has no choice. In fact, when you show a video of Sangre, Negra or anything else, you're gonna have to say, you got to show us a clip of you dancing as Michael.
Oh, totally.
You have to be there.
Wow.
Yeah,
And, oh, I'm on it. I hope he's gonna watch the interview.
he will. We all support each other, so we're all here. So he'll watch it, and I'll talk to him as well. I'll be like, you better find one and send it to her. So
Mm-hmm.
how cool.
Yeah. So you know what I want to ask you? Back in the days, the Marilyn Monroe time and the Charlie Chaplin, we talked about it yesterday.
Hmm.
If you could turn back the clock and be in those days, uh, who would you like to meet? Like who were you the most passionate about
Wow. I mean,
or
that's
work with?
so many, so many. Um, I can't help but look at an older film, and again, older films. Let's stick to a time. Let's say from
Mhm.
like 1970 and back. It's golden era and whatnot. I mean, I watch certain movies and I go, man, to have been on that project. Like I never got to meet Marlon Brando. I never got to meet Peter O'Toole or Montgomery Clift, Marilyn Monroe. Obviously, she passed away in the '60s. But I mean, James Dean. Um, I mean, these are all tremendously great people that I watch their movies and I go, wow, to actually have been
Mhm.
working on that. I mean, can you imagine Peter O'Toole, for example? One of my favorite movies, second all-time favorite film behind The Godfather, which is number one, is Lawrence of Arabia. That was his first movie. He worked on that movie for 2 years. Can you
Yeah.
imagine your first ever film? You're the main lead guy, though he wasn't credited as the lead guy. He was credited as and introducing Peter O'Toole as
Mhm.
as Lawrence. But that was his first movie. What an introduction. How he didn't win an Oscar for that year. I think Albert Finney won for, I'm not sure. I think Albert Finney won, but I don't know how he didn't win because he was absolutely amazing in that. So he asked me certain people who I'd love to meet. I mean, all these great actors or to have been a part of those
Mhm.
productions. Can you imagine that years later, 50 years later, people are still watching,
No,
still
yeah.
talking about,
Those are the
you
type of
know,
movies like, like we
you
talk
know,
about Pretty Woman. People gonna watch it 20 years from now. Godfather,
yes,
they're gonna watch it 100 years from now. It just
yeah.
never gets old, you
All
know?
the Kubrick films, 2001 Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange. I mean, these are timeless. They're just never Casablanca. I mean, what are we, 80 years?
Yeah.
And it's still considered one of the top five greatest films of all time. Citizen Kane, I think, is still always ranked number one. People rank that one number one. At least the film societies rank that one as number one. I love it. My number one, though, is Godfather.
Right. I have your movies. We're gonna talk about. Can you give me a second? I have to plug in a computer because I had a message that it's dying. Because we still have a little bit to talk if you have the time.
I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Give me just 1 second. Okay. I think it's okay. It's working. Perfect.
Are you happy so far?
Huh?
Are you happy so far?
Yes. This is beautiful. Yes. Beautiful. Awesome.
When you
Okay.
show clips, or do you like do you introduce it or something like that when you go? Because I know I sent you 3 clips. Do you go, oh, here's a clip, or you just kind of just put it in there anywhere?
Oh no, we're gonna just put it in there. If you
Okay.
watch my interview Sicario, it was
Oh yeah.
because it goes with how we end the sentence. It
Mm-hmm.
falls into exactly what we're talking about. So
Perfect.
is the pictures edited to the sound, just like Quentin Tarantino,
Oh, so
yeah.
perfect. And
So
who does the editing? You do the editing?
my son does most of it. Then I
Oh
have
wow.
somebody else, but I kind of tell him how I want it. So yeah,
Very cool. And is
yeah.
he also into it as well too?
You know what? He was going to LA Film School, but he's taken off. Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but now with the COVID, it's a little bit more
It's
difficult.
so different now.
You know,
He's actually going right now though.
well, no, now he's going to the Air Force
Oh wow.
because they want $100,000 for the school, and they want him to do it online. And he goes like, "Mom, I'm not going to pay $100,000 for school that is online."
Yeah, you can't.
You know, he says, "I want to have a hands-on. I want to have a hands-on camera. I want to do all this stuff." Like, you know, he has a lot of passion too. But he says, I told him, I said, "You know what? Go to the Air Force, get the real deal." You know, he
Mhm.
qualified to be a pilot. So, you know, he already has a degree. So,
Oh, great. So he can go in as an officer, and
yeah,
that's what you
yeah,
want to do.
yeah. And then I said, then later on, you can do your film school as a passion and it's going to be paid for, you know, hey, you know,
You know,
when
I'm an Air Force veteran too.
really, you tell me about it. Come on.
Yeah, I'll tell you
When did
about
you
it, but I don't really talk
You
about
don't
it
want
too
it
much.
to on the gonna screen. Okay, then we tell about
Yeah,
that's
I
cool.
we'll talk about it. Yeah, yeah, I took some
Wow.
time off to do that and earn some money and travel because I
Yeah.
love travel. And then once I finished, I went back into acting. I went back and started doing it again.
Yeah.
Because I was so I
This
took
is
time off to do
great.
it.
This is
Yeah,
exactly what I told him to do. I said,
yeah.
this way you're gonna have, you know, there's a lot of things. First of all, you need to have a paycheck, you know,
Hmm.
because he work with me, he works for me, but I'm like, you're 24, you gotta live your life. You need to get out the house, you need to travel, you need to do things because you're gonna go crazy,
Of
you
course.
know. And you can do this with the military right now. Get some comrades, you know.
He's smarter though because he's going in with a degree. I didn't, so I went in
Mhm.
as an enlisted,
So it's a little
which
bit
was still
more.
fine. I had a great
Mhm.
time, but I always felt if you went in as an officer where
Mhm.
you have the authority and you get to tell people what to do.
Yeah.
For me, I went in. You couldn't be any lower. I was at the very bottom.
Hmm.
At least he'll be here with other officers ahead of him, but he'll work
Hmm.
his way up. And he'll have all the enlisted. He can tell an enlisted person who's been in 25 years what to do. They got to do what he says, and he's only been in a month.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, I
I
know
know.
exactly. So yeah, so that's why good for him. When is he leaving?
He's leaving March 30th.
Oh wow, so he's going to go to Lackland in Texas and
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
he's going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
there
yeah.
for 6 weeks for
Yeah.
basic training, and then wherever pilot school is, and
Uh-huh.
good for
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
Tell him to see the world. Tell him don't get a base in the States, because to me, getting a base in the States, great if that's what you want, but I would be like, just get a job and work in the States. You
Yeah.
can join the military to go see Germany, to go see the Philippines, to go see, Italy and all these
Hmm.
places, China. That's why you join. You want to travel.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I tell them. Like what COVID, who knows how long the COVID's gonna go for, you
Yeah,
know?
wow, that's
And I
different.
said, what do you want to even if you finish the school right now, what are you gonna do? There's no film sets, at least,
What does he
Yeah,
want to do for film? Is he a writer? Is he a director? Or what does he want to do?
editor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He
We
does
need,
he does good job in editing. He's really good.
obviously, yeah. I mean, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so he does the like music videos, and he still does gigs here and there, people party, so he does the gigs. But I said you need to get serious about your career, about your education, and get the real deal, and everything else later. Just
Good for you.
yeah. So yeah, but you know what I was gonna ask you?
Sure. Are we back?
Um,
Are we back?
yeah, we're back.
Okay.
Oh, I wanted to know what is your opinion on Oscars, Emmys. How is the voting? How people vote? Uh, are you one of them who votes for the movies? And give
Yeah.
me a little bit behind the scenes of how hard people have to work actually to get the awards.
Well, yeah, I'm a member of as I'm getting comfortable here. I'm a member of the TV Academy, so I vote for the Emmys. I've been a member for 13 years and met some really great people, talented, um, learned a lot. I got to see how the process of people when they work on a project and how they submit it, and then how they promote it, trying
Mhm.
to, hopefully get people to watch it. Hopefully people get to vote for it. And then, the result is either they get a nomination or they don't. And then maybe if they get the nomination, maybe they even win. I've been there where people have won Emmys who are now become friends of mine.
Right.
It is so thrilling to see. I find it to be such an honor to be able to uh, see all these great performances on TV, because TV is different than it was 10 years ago. I mean, it used to be like movies was the epitome of it, but how many big movie stars are now working on TV and happily do it because there's so much great content on TV. There's so
Mhm.
much. I mean, this is the golden age of TV. There are people having better roles and better careers just doing TV than doing movies now. So it's a great time right now. And with all the platforms that we have, just say hi. It's all good. With all the platforms that we have now, from a Tubi to a Hulu to a Netflix to an
Netflix,
Amazon
yeah.
to a Crackle to, I mean, there's countless platforms. So there's more chances for people to show their work.
Are you there? We have an interruption. Hello, Danny? Stop working. Come here. Okay, something is interrupting. Okay, you back? Okay.
Oh, hi. What did I miss out on?
Internet connection was unstable. Okay, something happened. I don't know.
Was it me?
Yeah, you all of a
Where
sudden
did
you freeze. Yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. Where did I leave off at?
You said you were talking about the platform. There's so many
There's
great
so many.
platforms. Yes.
Oh, yeah, as I was saying, there are so many now new platforms where people have a chance to submit their work and be seen, whether it's something you shoot on your phone, something you shoot on your camera, whatever it is. So I take it very serious when I vote for the Emmys, because I really understand how hard it can be
Hmm.
to put something together. So when you present it, you're going to get my full respect, and I'm going to watch it and then, vote for it or not, but you're going to get the respect from it because I understand. I respect people's work.
Come over here. Come. You're really misbehaving. Um, I want to know how many movies do you have to watch to prepare yourself for
Well,
voting?
I mean, well, I'm not a member of the Motion Picture Academy, but I have friends who are, and me being a member of the TV Academy, we would get boxes. I mean, let's just talk about maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. Now it's more online, but like 2, 3 years ago, and for years
Penny, I'm
before
sorry.
that,
Just 1 second. I have to stop for 1 second. I gotta get under control. Sorry. What's going on? I'm sorry. Okay, we're back.
okay, it's okay. I know how to continue the sentence so that way it just flows.
Yeah.
That's
I
okay.
know. Back to one.
Yeah, back to one. I know that nowadays, a lot of times we get film or TV shows. If you remember the Motion Picture Academy, you get films, TV Academy, you get
Mhm.
TV. You get a lot of stuff online now, so it's easier. But I remember a short 2 or 3 years ago, and for years prior to that, for many years prior, they would send us the DVDs, and my apartment
Yes.
or my home would be
Uh-huh.
inundated with boxes and boxes of just TV stuff. Sometimes people sending you big boxes here to promote, their TV show. So you have this for one TV show, and then you're getting this times, 30 other things.
Mhm.
So you just got boxes everywhere. You're like, okay, what am I watching next? Let me watch. And then sometimes they send you the full season, and you're going, okay, do I have time to watch 12 episodes? Because I got to go watch this other one
Mhm.
here to see if I want to vote for that. So sometimes you only watch 1 or 2 episodes, and then, okay, I got the gist of it. And then watch this one, and then you watch something else, wind up liking it, and then you're watching like 10 episodes. You're going, okay, I'm behind now. I got to catch up by watching these other ones. I mean, so many. And then you have uh, where there's comedy, then you have the drama, and then you have the
Different categories. Yeah.
guest stars, and then you have supporting, and all these, and you're going, oh, you just can't get to it. I mean, a
This
lot of
is like a
times
full-time job right there.
it becomes a full-time job. There's no
Mhm.
question. It is, but I'm not complaining. I do love it, you
Yeah.
know. And if you're in the Motion Picture Academy, a lot of times they will send you back when we were allowed to have movies, go to the movie theater, they would send you free tickets to go see the movies at the movie theaters, which, how great is that? Sometimes you may watch 3 movies in a day and to
Nice.
vote for that. So yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of great fun.
So do you miss the time?
Do I miss? I miss it. I miss movie theaters.
Movie theaters, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 2020 is I work out here at my home all the time, but
Mhm.
I miss the gym. There's no question about it. I miss going there and, but that hasn't stopped me from working out here. I work out all the time. In fact, I've probably gotten even in better shape because I wake up and I'm like, well, after my meditation, let's work out, so it's like upper body today, legs tomorrow,
Mhm.
cardio this day.
And
So
it's very creative too. I know we like trying to use the couch, maybe the seat, then on
yeah,
the floor with the towels,
I, I have
Oh God,
I
you're so
have a
creative.
bench that I bought, and I have my 2 45 pounds and 2 30 pounds.
Uh-huh.
And with that, I'm able to do jump lunges, jump squats. Obviously, I do my push-ups. I do, I do everything. And then I jog a lot. I hike. And when I hit certain hills when I hike, I try to run up that. So I'm always mixing up abs all the time. I'm always doing crunches and
What's the
everything.
secret to have a perfect abs? Because you do.
You have to keep doing abs. And
Okay.
you have to keep doing abs.
What
I
about the
don't drink.
diet?
I don't drink soda. Well, here's the thing. I like to eat,
Mhm.
so but I try not to overdo it. I like desserts. I definitely try not to overdo that. Like you'll never see me buy a dessert and keep it in the apartment because then I will eat it. So if I really want to have a dessert, I have to specifically go out and buy it and then bring it back. And
Okay.
but if it's here, I won't eat. So water all the time. I mean, there's no juice. There's never any soda. I don't drink
Sugar, not too
alcohol.
much sugar.
Well, I mean, you have sugar in your desserts and whatnot, but
Mhm.
yeah, and that's it. So a proper diet mixed in with
With workout.
not starving. I don't believe in dieting.
Mhm.
I like to eat, but a proper balance
Eating habits.
eating habit,
Mhm.
water, mixed in with working out with the weights or yoga if that's your thing, and then mixed in with cardio. And then just keep doing the ab routine. Yeah. And if you have something you have to do, like a photo shoot, or maybe you're filming something where you have to take your shirt off and you want to look a certain way, then maybe you will hold back even more and maybe up your working out and lower your food intake just a little bit just to
Mhm.
really tighten up. But
Mhm.
every day, yeah, I don't think you should be starving yourself.
What about the hydration? I think the hydration also, it's like before
Critical.
the
Critical.
competition, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about competition, like if you're doing
I know that bodybuilders, I think they get their body really dehydrated, so every
oh
single
yeah.
muscle is visible and veins and everything.
Yeah, they and I can understand and respect that, and I love watching videos on that and watching documentaries about. I'm a big workout guy, so I love
Mhm.
seeing people train. I love seeing. There's something on Netflix that they show the CrossFit Awards, which is mind blowing to me how fit these people are.
Yeah, it is.
Have you ever seen it? It's fantastic. They have like 3 seasons worth. Well, for the last 3 years about who's won, and man, they are so impressive. The
It's
stuff that
perfection.
they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just keep at it. And there are people there that are in great shape, and they can't even come close to just doing what they do.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed with people that have a goal and they work towards it with a passion and a love, which is how I feel
Mhm.
about my career and what it is that I do and things that I do in my life. So I see things like that and nothing but respect. That's wonderful.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, yeah, a little bit more about your other favorite movies. Maybe you want to talk about it. Uh, there was few of them that I haven't seen it. And
Oh, really?
yeah, I will say, let's put it out there. Let's people know what was
Okay.
going on in the 80s because you like the movies from back in the 80s, right? And right, what was from the
Yeah.
80s and from the 90s?
I'll name you my off the top of my head my top
Yeah.
10
Yeah.
movies.
Hmm.
Um, and anybody that happens to be watching, hey, these are some great films. My number one, and we said this earlier, my number one all-time favorite film is Godfather #1. Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, just unbelievable. Robert Duvall. Number 2 is Lawrence of Arabia. David Lean, Best Picture, 1962. Peter O'Toole's first movie. Omar Sharif. I mean, like Alec Guinness. Number 3, Amadeus, 1985
Yes,
Best
yes.
Picture. F. Murray Abraham won Best Actor. That movie is, I mean, they're all amazing. That movie, there's something so good about it. The life of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart and his nemesis Salieri. It's fantastic. Number 4 is All About Eve, which is a 1950 Best Picture with Anne Baxter and Betty Davis. Fantastic film. They both were nominated for Best Actress and probably canceled each other out because somebody else won that year when it should have been one of them. Great stories. Number 4 is Raging Bull, where Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, directed by Martin Scorsese, came out in 1980. It didn't even win Best Picture in 1980. Ordinary People did, with Donald Sutherland and Mary Tyler Moore. Yet, to this day, people are saying that Raging Bull is the superior film. In fact, what film society was it? AFI voted Raging Bull as the best film of the 1980s, and it didn't even win Best Picture. So it stood the test of time. It's an amazing film. Robert De Niro won Best Actor.
I think Robert De Niro is one of your favorite actors.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in Raging Bull. He's in Godfather 2. He won an Oscar for that one. That one's on my list as well. But he's one of my favorites. But I have other favorites too that I admire as well. What else did I have? Casablanca is on my list, clearly. City Lights with
City
Lights with Charlie Chaplin is one of my favorites. Oh my God, such a heartwarming movie. There's there's Das Boot, Wolfgang Peterson.
Das Boot.
Das Boot, yeah. The director's cut, fantastic. It takes place almost 90% of it inside a submarine.
Right.
Germans in a submarine during the 1940s during World War II.
And this is how they shot the whole movie. Isn't it amazing?
I mean, you feel like you're in there. You feel like you're just claustrophobic. You feel like it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. Schindler's List, 1990.
And if you guys haven't seen it, you have to pull up and you have to watch those movies because this is not what do you see those days. You know, we have a Joker, we have amazing, but Schindler's List, Amadeus, this is completely different level of acting, directing, costumes, and history altogether.
Yeah, these are the reasons why these films won Best Picture. I mean, Das Boot didn't win Best Picture, but this is why these films stand the test of time, and you have people like a Spielberg,
and a true story,
like a Spielberg, a David Lean directing. I mean, yeah. In that list as well, I have. This is a great movie, Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive is such a great film, and that's a film where when you watch it the first time, you're like, what did I just see? Like, my God, that is amazing. That you have to then watch it again and go, oh, there it is. All the answers of the mysteries of what was going on was right in front of you the whole time. And it was brilliantly shot. I mean, that couldn't recommend that one enough. I think that's 10 there. And then I have, in there like Godfather 2. I have like, romantic comedies like a Tootsie, Young Frankenstein, Superman the movie, Empire Strikes Back, Pulp Fiction, Rebel Without a Cause, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean, we're talking some great, LA Confidential. I mean, we're talking some great films.
So who do you think, like, what would you say, who is your favorite director that you like inspired by? Like mine, it's definitely Steven Spielberg and Mel Gibson.
What's your favorite Steven Spielberg movie?
E.T.
E.T. is great. E.T. is amazing. E.T. Have you seen all of Spielberg's movies? Have you seen Close Encounters?
I think I've seen Close Encounters. I think
You,
so.
you
I
got,
haven't seen all of them though.
yeah. If you're a fan, which I know you are, so I'm not saying if, I know you're a fan. Netflix has them, Amazon has them. Have a Steven Spielberg marathon, and
Okay. All right.
and just one at a time. Start with Jaws, even though you've seen it already, but
I've seen Jaws, yeah, but I will
yes,
watch it again. Yeah.
but start again, because start in order so you can
Mhm.
see his genius
Progress.
slowly just blossom, where eventually it leads to an ET. It leads to a Schindler's List. It leads to Catch Me If You Can. You know, you see the progression. It leads to Saving Private Ryan. You can see the progression. You know, you got to see Close Encounters. These are some.
Yeah.
He's the producer on one of my favorite horror films called Poltergeist. Came out in 1982. Now there's now Tobe Hooper is the director of Poltergeist, but if you talk to the people who work behind the scenes, many of them say, but really who was director was Steven Spielberg, but he couldn't do it because he was busy filming E.T. So there's a lot of people that were saying that he was telling the director, Tobe Hooper,
Mhm.
this is how I want you to direct this scene. This is how I want you to do this. So he was telling, and he was just pretty much just relaying the message. But Steven Spielberg is a producer on that, but maybe even a wink silent director.
Wow.
I know a lot of movie trivia. I'm a big movie guy.
Yes, I know. So who is your favorite?
I mean, a lot of my favorites maybe are not even here right now. I mean, I think David Lean is fantastic. I mean, he did Bridge on the River Kwai. Obviously, he did Lawrence of Arabia. He did many more. I love Stanley Kubrick, but he's no longer with us. But you know, from 2001 to Clockwork Orange to Eyes Wide Shut, which is last movie, Full Metal Jacket, The Shining. I mean, can you imagine Barry Lyndon, which I feel is grossly underrated. Barry Lyndon is a great Stanley Kubrick film with Ryan O'Neal as the lead. And it's what, in fact, I think, except for maybe 2001, it's like maybe my second all-time favorite Kubrick film. Vastly underrated, but it's a 3-hour film. But man, so Kubrick is up there. Francis Ford Coppola, obviously, because he did The Godfathers. I think they're wonderful. And I had the pleasure of meeting him once at an audition. He was, this is not even maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. He was doing something I have so many auditions, I'm trying to remember. Was it a web series? Something I went in for, and I was just happy to be there to meet him. Like it would have been great to have gotten the gig, but I was just like, oh my God, you're Francis Ford Coppola. This is unbelievable. So I was more thrilled to meet him, maybe got a little starstruck. So it does happen. I think George Lucas changed cinema when he did Star Wars, and then you had The Empire Strikes Back, which I think is fantastically wonderful. I love Spielberg, obviously. James Cameron is one who I really admire, because this is a man who not only directs his projects, but he directs the projects that he writes. He wrote The Terminator. He wrote The Abyss. He wrote Terminator 2.
Isn't that easier?
He wrote True Lies. Huh?
Isn't that easier when you write a project to direct? I think you have your own vision in it.
That's true. But not many people can write. I mean, so
right
they may have a script, they may put their input, maybe he writes his own project. So he's probably really someone also at the very top who's alive today. Spielberg, you know, Cameron. I mean, he wrote Titanic. You know what I'm saying? He wrote Avatar.
Oh, Titanic! Come on, it has to be one of your favorite on your top list. Number 11.
I've seen it many times on the big screen, not just at home on the big screen. So James Cameron is someone I truly admire, and you know, he's a producer, he's a director, he's a writer. I mean, that is a genius right there.
Who is one director that you would love to be directed by, but you haven't worked with yet?
Well, I probably maybe named them already. I'll go with these.
Just one.
Oh, I got one. Not fair. It's not fair. I mean, just well, I talk very highly about James Cameron. That doesn't mean that doesn't mean Spielberg isn't up there with me. I mean, I definitely do Ron Howard and you know, Marty Scorsese, of course. But James Cameron, I guess because I'm a writer as well too, I admire that. And writing projects, I also would like to direct my projects. So he does the whole three there. So I'll go with James Cameron for right now. But Spielberg, Scorsese, and
Okay, we say
Ron Howard, Tim Burton, you know, David Fincher. Yeah,
See, Pua said no more, just one.
you know, oh my goodness, so many.
Well, you still have, you know, you have your whole life in front of you, so
It'll happen because, like I said, energy attracts energy, and if we're
that's
putting
right.
it out there, we're
Put
putting
it
it out.
out to the universe that it will happen. Yes. Danny, thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up here because she just would not stop. But I want to thank you so much for your time. And we're looking forward to watch upcoming episode for Sangre Negra.
Yes, yes. Let me. So Sangre Negra is on Tubi. We have, as of right now, the first 4 episodes. Tubi, it's TUBI, an app that you can download on your TV, phone, on your iPad. So check that out. And if you happen to check out Sangre Negra on Tubi and you see my name there, you'll probably find 4 or 5 other of my projects if you want to see, you know, say The Last Smile. Oh, and as far as films that I have coming out, look out for in 2021, Day Labor, Burn Rider, Switch That Love was a romantic comedy I did. Nobody's Angels, which is an action film that I did that's coming out this year, and Adolescence of Chimera, which is a film that I have one of the lead roles and I'm a producer on as well.
You guys can check it out and make sure to follow Danny on Instagram as well as maybe other social media.
My social media for Instagram is very simple. It's Mr. Danny Arroyo, MrDanny Arroyo, ARROYO. I'm sure you'll have it probably listed there, so that someone just click on it.
Click right there, subscribe right here. And your YouTube channel. What else do you is
pretty much for me, Instagram and Twitter. So Twitter is at Danny Arroyo, and then Instagram is Mr. Danny Arroyo.
Wonderful. Vimeo? Any on Vimeo?
No, nothing like that. Not yet. But after this video here comes out, I'm sure I can start doing those and people will follow.
Right, this interview you can watch on Roku TV, Red Carpet of Hollywood, and of course, stay tuned for our next interviews with Danny's partners from Sangre Negra movie.
Yes, Antonio McKay and Ricardo Herranz.
So it will be next. Definitely check into Roku Red Carpet of Hollywood. Danny, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you here. And
pleasure was mine. I enjoyed this thoroughly. I thank you for allowing me to go down movie memory lane and thinking about our great favorite films, and that was a lot of fun.
We're gonna have many more.
I look forward to it.
Me too as well. Thank you so much.
Take care and be safe. Say bye to your doggy.
Bye, dog.